and welcome to a special segment of Leading the Break. This segment features Sydney Colson, the WNBA player with the Indiana Fever. I first saw Sydney play in the championship game of the NCAA tournament in 2011. She was a star player for Texas A&M, which won that championship game. A few months later, I went to a New York Liberty game at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Sydney was on that Liberty team that was playing the San Antonio Stars. One of the Stars players was Becky Hammond, the coach of the Las Vegas Aces. I kept tabs on Sydney's career through the years. Her career intrigued me. She was in and out of the league, really didn't play much. And then in 2022 and 2023, she became a very important member of the Las Vegas Aces championship teams. I caught up with Sydney this past October during the WNBA semifinals. She shared some reflections on her championship at Texas A&M and her journey through the WNBA. This past off-season, Sydney signed as a free agent with the Indiana Fever. In this segment, you'll see clips of my interview with Sydney. You'll hear from Amber Cox, the COO and General Manager of the Indiana Fever, and you'll hear from Becky Hammond, the coach of the Las Vegas Aces, on what Sydney meant to the Aces. So, Sydney, I remember watching you guys win the NCAA Championship, watched the game on TV. That was a big moment. What did that moment mean to you?
It was really a special and memorable experience just because it was my senior year. And so that was my very last game of my college career. And everybody you don't get to leave out on a win. So it was just really good to do it with that team. We had a really good group, a lot of talented players, but I just always enjoy the people that I'm doing stuff with, and so it was cool for all of us. We were different in our own ways, similar in some, but we had to figure things out to be on the right track and get on the same page to go win it all together. And similar to experience I've had with two of our teams here, hopefully a third, but it was just a basketball memory I'll never forget for sure.
But I got to listen to your coach years later. They came to Madison Square Garden, the Maggie Dixon Classic. He was great. I love that guy.
Gary?
Yeah, I mean, he talked about some of the history of the Knicks when he was here in the Garden. He brought up guys like Dick Barnett. I was blown away.
Yeah, he's a real historian. Gary would always bring up a ton of players, and we wouldn't even know sometimes what he's talking about, but I appreciate him. I mean, he knew men's basketball, but he was really good at encouraging us to learn more about the history of our game and telling us about players that came before us. And he coached back at SFA and Arkansas. So that's not surprising to hear.
Yeah, it blew me away. I mean, he brought up Dick Barnett, a famous Knick. Yeah. But anyway, what were your goals when you graduated? What were you thinking of doing after you graduated?
After I graduated, honestly, I thought that I would be a commentator or sports reporter, or that I would go into coaching eventually. And I did coach. I coached at Rice University for 2 years while I was playing in San Antonio. And then as time went on, I think I decided I wanted to act more than I wanted to do anything else. But I might try to just put them all in a bucket and maybe not shortchange myself and see what all I can handle.
So what was the journey like in terms of going back to the WNBA, playing again, going to a number of teams?
Yeah.
What are some of the memories of this journey that you had?
My biggest memories were just, honestly, me keeping the faith that God had a plan for me. I was in and out of the league, like you said, and I never lost hope that I was still good enough to be in the league and that I had something to give to a team still. So I've been fortunate to be in situations where people saw my value, whether it was on the court or off.
Gotcha. I'm going to try to continue this at another time, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sid, just want to continue the conversation. I saw you play when you were rookie with Liberty at the Prudential Center. I actually met you at that game. So you leave, you go to Rice, you're an assistant coach, and then you go back to the WNBA, you're in many teams. What's this journey been like? You must love the game of basketball. You kept at it. It's not like you were playing so many minutes of different teams. There are a lot of different teams. You even stopped 1 year, went back. Before you got to the Aces, what's this journey been like for you?
For me, it's been like, I think that I could tell that God has something planned for my life because I still had passion, I still had drive to do this. And so I kept at it. I was still competitive and wanting to play. And the situation just ended up working out. I care more about being on the team than I do about minutes. Like, I want to win. I love the team environment. And I've been fortunate to have some great teammates. So it's been cool to be able to actually get more playing time the older I've gotten. So it's worked out the way it's supposed to. I don't question anything. My faith takes me on a journey that some people probably can't understand. But yeah, it's been a blessing.
By the way, I always kind of kept tabs on you. I kept saying, well, Sydney's back in the league. I can't believe it. And you kept at it. Okay? Any highs, any lows before you got to Vegas?
The highs are me being able to play the game that I love for fun, being able to share my faith with people.
You never gave up? You never thought?
It's just not in me.
So when you got to Vegas, you became an important part of this team, very dependable player. What does that mean to you? And then you're in 2 championship teams. You've had this long journey, and you've kind of almost reached the promised land. What does that mean to you?
It just means that I just stay faithful that stuff was happening to me for a reason. I stayed believing that I had purpose on the teams that I've been on. People believed in me along the way, keeping me on teams. And yeah, like that's
how fulfilling is this thing?
Extreme.
What made the Fever the right choice for you in free agency?
A lot of things. It was Amber and Kelly, Stephanie, Kelsey I played with at Athletes Unlimited for several years. Love Caitlin's game, love Aaliyah's game. It made sense. I made this decision mentally before DB and Natasha were even a part of the mix. And so all the new additions, Breezy, Sophie, like, it's gonna be a fun season. And I won here my senior year at Texas A&M. We played in Conseco. When it was Conseco, we won here. So it just felt like divine timing to come back. How she saw me fitting in as a piece on court for the team, and that was really important to me. Like you said, I've been in the league. This is my 14th season out of college, and I've never been considered a lot in free agency, and so for her to see my value, it meant a lot. How she was, working me in to be a part of the team, and I said I want to play on court more in my last couple seasons in the league if I have that. So this was just the right fit. It felt right. Better in leadership, knowledge, energy, like swinging the defensive momentum, and just being that person that's dependable. And I'm gonna always come in and do my job, and I'm gonna be happy in my role, and I'll thrive whether it's 8 minutes, if it's 15 minutes, if it's 2 minutes. I'm gonna play hard. I'm gonna get everybody involved, and I want to win ultimately. I'm going from a team that was a very in the media, like people are excited to watch us, into another team that is arguably the most talked about team in sports right now, especially in women's sports. So this fan base, it's exciting to be a part of a team that has a lot of positive energy around it. I hear and see the things that people say, but I know the true Indiana Fever fans, the ones that love basketball, that they love the WNBA, I'm excited to be playing in front of them and just with this team.
Really excited about the direction we've been able to go. I think when we set out in free agency, it was to bring in veteran leadership, and we've done that. Players who have had deep playoff runs, we've done that. You look at a player like Sydney Colson, coming off what she's been able to do in Vegas, dating back to her championship in Texas A&M. She's a winner, knows how to win, knows how to play a role. So she was somebody we targeted really early. Leader, great culture person. Again, when you look at her time in Vegas, played a really important role. And for us, obviously, it's starting with the basketball. And there were a lot of key moments in those championship runs when Sid was called upon on both ends of the floor and got the job done. So she was somebody we targeted really, really early to come in and play that backup point guard role. We have ultimate faith and trust in her in any situation that we put her in. She's going to be able to lead our team. And obviously, great personality as well, brings a lot of fun and levity to the locker room. Again, that experience, knows when we need which side, right? Like the serious, the tough veteran leadership versus the, fun, playful Sid. So I think she's going to bring a lot of joy to all of our lives this season. Has gone through sort of ups and downs of her career, lands in Vegas, has these incredible couple of years, wins championships, has played her role.
Before Sydney Colson came to the Aces, she was in and out of the league, didn't play much. What did you see in her that other teams didn't see? Does she need to be on a very good team to have all her skills fully utilized? And did the Aces want her back?
She's somebody who, she's a big glue piece for us. She was the connector. I know she was silly. She has all the fun things on social media and this and that, but she let no mistake be about it. She's always she knows how to turn it on, turn it off when it's appropriate. And I still thought she could play a little bit. I think what she gave us in doses, just mixing things up, stirring things up, being the consummate pro. I mean, one of the greatest things about Sid is whether she played 20 minutes or she played 0 minutes, it was the same Sid you got every day. And that's not only a special pro, but it's a special person. And we value, character, and she's just a really high character person. So she added value to my team without ever having set foot, and that was just something I recognized very early on. She was a special piece for us, and so I wanted to keep that in our locker room as much as we could. I know she would have loved to have played a little bit more. I probably should have played her more at times. But it was bigger than basketball with Sid always.